Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy. You know who this is. Uh, I'm just taking some time to discuss WWE right now because for the first time in 12 years, WWE is going TV 14 again. Uh, Demon Squad, what's up, bro? What's up? I'm just taking some time to discuss WWE because I'm actually in shock because for the first time in 12 years, they finally gave us what we've been asking for 12 years. They finally given us what we wanted, and that was for WWE to go TV 14 again. I mean, now that this happened, at least we don't have any more of this family friendly bullshit. So that's actually a good thing. That's actually a good thing because yeah, I actually like the fact that we're not doing this anymore. Not to mention, I looked it up earlier this morning that from 2016 to 2020, we were in a, we were in a period of time that WWE called the New Era, right? And then I'm looking it up just now, and it was actually confirmed dead. The new era of WWE is confirmed dead. So yeah, on August 4th, 2020, I think that was a taping for last week's episode of. I think that was the last week's episode of SmackDown when they taped it, right? Anyway, they said that their episode was the first WWE program to receive the TV 14 rating since 2008's The Great American Bash event, as well as bringing back a darker and edgier tone, blood, sexual content, and swearing. And that's actually a good thing. So basically, what they did, right? They called it the new Attitude Era. Personally, I find that kind of unexpected. It was actually unexpected because I did not think that that would happen. You know, I actually didn't think that they do it because I'm actually in shock because I didn't know they actually had balls because it's obvious that they left their hearts where they did their hard work on WWE all these years. But it's pretty clear to everyone that in 2008, when Linda McMahon took over WWE and made it more family friendly, it's clear to everyone that it's clear to everyone that Vince left his balls inside Linda's purse. So I'm actually in shock because it took 12 years for for Vince to get his balls back and retrieve them from Linda's purse. It took 12 years for them to give the fans what they want. See, if I were running WWE, it wouldn't take me a dozen years just to give the fans what they want. See, I would have given it to them immediately, like no questions asked. So I wouldn't have waited all that time. I mean, these guys all they were just procrastinating, and it was a fucking waste of time, really. It really was a waste of time. All of that, it was just a complete waste of time. I mean, at least I'm just hoping and praying that with this new TV 14 change. Yeah. What's up, Lady Destruction, new face? I am up and early. Uh I'm just taking a minute to discuss WWE right now, and basically, I might do another stream later today. However, I'm actually really happy that WWE is giving the fans what they wanted after 12 years. So at first I was like, what has the world come to? And I think like, please tell me you're not lying. And it turns out that they're not lying. They're not lying. In fact, they're actually telling the truth. WWE actually is going TV 14 again. So now, we can all celebrate and on with our lives and enjoy the wrestling, and we can all stop bitching and whining about WWE never going TV 14 because it did, and that's all I can say about it. And thank God it happened. I'm just hoping they have that they book better matches, book better angles. I'm just hoping that things go well. Yeah. Okay. So I'm so glad that the PG era is dead because at first I was stuck thinking about WWE turning nothing into nothing more than a fucking joke, and it wasn't even. And it's not even a funnier joke for that matter. Yeah, there would be. Yeah, thanks for that, Late Destruction New Face. Hey, Miko, lazy guy, no color war. What's up? What is up, bro? Anyway, I'm just taking a minute to discuss WWE. So yeah, it sucks that in the summer of 2008, WWE started distancing itself from the edgier content of years past, going with a more conservative approach. Like, I'm basically discussing my opinion and the views I have on WWE's history, especially for them going PG. See this on, on July 22nd, 2008, all WWE programming turned into PG television rating with the SummerSlam event being the first pay-per-view held under PG ratings. So I think that basically SummerSlam this year might be the first TV 14 event since SummerSlam 2008. Basically, it might be the first. It might be the first since 2008 to go PG. Also, we heard that John Cena's famous finishing move, which was then known as the FU, was renamed Attitude Adjustment. Let me ask you a question. If John Cena comes back to WWE right now, do you think that he'll either A, keep the name Attitude Adjustment, or B, go back to using the name FU? And they could probably go back to using the other names that they used before turning PG. Like, my God. Okay. And then they said intentionally bleeding or like causing yourself to bleed on purpose became forbidden in the WWE. Will that end now since we're in a new Attitude Era? Uh, hmm. Mm. So also, I'm hearing that this whole chair shots to the head are banned during the PG era thing. I question. I question if that will even be a thing anymore. I really want to know. I really want to know because what's the fucking point in it if the company's no longer a family friendly brand? And I actually like that, to be honest. But then in 2000 from 2013 or 14, everything went to shit. Everything went to shit so quickly. When we entered what was then known as quote unquote the reality era, So yeah, at this point, yeah, when we entered the reality era, WWE turned into a complete joke, and it wasn't even funny for that matter. Um, in 2015, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna start off from the complete history of WWE and my opinion on it. Well, when we started WWE, what was then known as the WWF before the WWE in 1980. Things were well. I mean, they were classic. I like the classics. I mean, you had guys like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, and Andre the Giant. You had all those classic guys. You had especially Ric Flair. Um, yeah. Um, you also had Roddy Piper, Jesse the Body Ventura, Big John Studd, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, the Magnificent Don Morocco, Junkyard Dog, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Nikolai Volkov, among many others. Jake the Snake Roberts, Butch Reed, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And I actually like that. I like the classic. And here we enter the 90s. When they call the 19 after 1993, they call themselves a new generation era, which is the year 1993 when they launched Monday Night Raw on January 11th, 1993. So far, so good. So far, so good. Also, the 1995 was where it started to get serious because 1995 got serious because another company which was called World Championship Wrestling or WCW launched a series called Monday Nitro, which made its first episode and it launched on September 4th, 1995, directly competing with Raw, which started a period which was then known as the Monday Night Wars. And yeah, after 1996, things started to get even crazier. And then the Attitude Era is where we started. Everything went crazy so fast. I personally enjoyed it, though I was never born in the 90s. I wish I was born in the 90s, but I wasn't. Anyway, in 1997, WCW, like, since WCW was beating um WWE in the ratings, WWE knew had to take WWE into he knew he had to take WWE into another completely new direction. So yeah, everything got better. You had new stars like D-Generation X, like Triple H, Trick Rude, X Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and China. You had Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mankind, um, the Nation of Domination, The Rock, Triple H, Mick Foley, and Kane. Yeah, and The Undertaker and Mr. McMahon himself also got featured as a prominent authority figure, and everyone knows that people hated authority. I especially hate authority. So yeah, and then I like this. I like this. So far, all the storylines that they had back then were getting good, but then immediately after WWEF changed its name from WWF to WWE as a court order, um, everything yeah, everything changed. Even though they still had everything they needed, they still had everything that they had in them. The only thing that changed was the only thing that changed was the name. So basically, an old friend, a new name, from WWF to WWE. So basically, I like that so far. And it lasted from 2002 to 2008 when we had what was known as the Ruthless Aggression era. I like that because then at that time you had more new superstars coming in. Uh, you had guys like who made their way and scratched and clawed their way to the top. You had guys like Randy Orton, um, The Undertaker, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, Edge, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Batista, JBL, and RVD, and some guys from WCW like Eric Bischoff, Scott Steiner, Goldberg, Kevin Nash, and Ric Flair. Yeah, those guys. So yeah, I especially love all the popularity that they've gotten because at that time they were at the peak when they felt like they were at their peak because I felt like they were actually going to give the fans what they wanted even more, and that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. They were giving the people what they wanted when they wanted. But all that changed when the final pay per view event to receive an adult-oriented rating was the Great American Bash in 2008, where Triple H retained the WWE Championship against Edge in the main event. Immediately after that, everything went to shit. Everything went to shit when they took a more family-friendly approach. And then during that time, John Cena went from being the badass wrestler that he was to being nothing more than a fucking sellout, who's a product of the system, who's a conformist. That's why people will say that John Cena sucks. Not to mention he's overrated. The guy is so fucking overrated. I mean, I do know that there's a bunch of people who would say that the only reason they come to watch WWE in the first place is so that they could watch is because they want to see John Cena. All they want to see is John Cena this, John Cena that. John Cena's so fucking overrated, and that's all I can say. But I'm actually glad that WWE took their time to give the fans what they want now. But like when I saw it, I was asking myself, is this true? Is this really gonna happen? And it turns out that it did happen. The only thing I'm just like really pissed off at WWE. Actually, no, I was really pissed off at Linda McMahon in 2008 because I don't know why she had to do such a thing. Like she could have minded her goddamn business. She could have like done something else, but instead she completely ruined everything. The woman is such a Karen, a fucking Karen, and an entitled bitch. Not to mention, she's also one of those soccer moms who enjoys family friendly content. Family friendly, my ass. All she had to do was keep her mouth shut and say nothing. But she couldn't even do that because she's a fucking coward. Honestly, I don't know who the hell this woman thinks she is. But let me tell you this: what she did was completely sacrilegious. And what she did was completely sacrilegious, and I do not appreciate what she did. But I don't know why she didn't ever take the time to ask herself questions like, is this really worth complaining about, or are there bigger problems in the world than this? Because I promise you there are, and I don't even know why. I don't even know why they didn't even take their time to, So yeah, I think that's it. Oh well, I'm gonna enjoy my breakfast now. I'll come back later to celebrate Billy's birthday. In the meantime, stay awesome, guys. I'll be back later. It's your boy, Dr. Rebel Spartan Zero. I will see you in the next stream.